When thinking about buying a home, you may have overlooked the idea of living in a townhome. You probably maybe have focused only on single family homes, and if that's the case, then you've probably passed up some other great options, especially if you love the idea of low maintenance living. So in today's video, I'm going to break down the differences between living in a townhome versus a single family home. Now, if you're new here, I'm Cameron Geesaman, I'm low-key an Indy area resident. Local Indy area resident and realtor, and I love making videos like this to help people like you that are considering moving to, from, or around the Indianapolis metro area. Thanks for joining me today, and if you're trying to decide between living in either a townhome or a single family home, or just curious what the differences are between the two, then this video is for you. Let's get started. Okay, so most people are familiar with the freestanding single family homes that are practically everywhere, especially here in the Indy metro area, and has been the prominent style of homes here. But townhomes are sprinkled throughout neighborhoods as well in both urban and suburban settings. Townhomes typically have multiple floors and share one or two walls with their neighbors, and this style of home is increasing by leaps and bounds in and around the Indy area. In comparison to the cost of a single family home, townhomes are relatively less expensive. This is mostly because of the smaller footprint and shared walls. And get this, townhomes are usually the same square footage of comparable single family homes and typically still cost less. I say that, but we'll also explain later how they can also cost more. With multiple stories, townhomes take advantage of what I like to call building up instead of building out. That means townhomes are typically more vertically oriented, with the square footage stacked on itself and typically 3 to 4 levels of living space, versus some single family homes that spread out their square footage, which is sometimes just on 1 or 2 levels. Building up is typically cheaper than building out, which in turn helps keep the prices of townhomes lower than single family homes. Owners of townhomes are part of a homeowners association and pay monthly fees. If you're curious about homeowners associations, we just did a video, click there if you want to watch that. Townhome owners are responsible for the upkeep of the interior of the home, but some HOAs maintain the exterior of townhomes, like the roof, siding, and even landscaping. Now let's switch gears and dig into some pros and cons of living in a townhome. Now, the first pro about living in a townhome, which I've kind of already touched on, is affordability. In communities with higher home prices, townhomes are a more affordable option due to their space-savvy design and smaller lot requirements. Compared to, say, single family homes, townhomes often offer a more budget-friendly option for home buyers. Right now in the Indy metro area, there are 162 townhomes for sale, and more than 50 of them are for sale for under like $350,000. Now, the second pro about living in a townhome is the low maintenance lifestyle that it provides. When compared to single family homes, a townhome may experience potential savings in exterior maintenance expenses because with a townhome, the exterior maintenance costs are often shared with other homeowners throughout the HOA fees. That means the HOA may take care of, say, watering and mowing the lawns, trimming the shrubs, mulching the flower beds, and even shoveling the snow for your sidewalks. Those are all things that owners of single family homes have to take care of either themselves or they hire it out, of course. Now, additionally, townhome HOA fees also include maintenance to the roof, windows, sidings, and doors, and all things, really, that's all things that single family homeowners have to take care of themselves. Now, the third pro about living in townhomes is the freedom it gives you. What I mean by this is, if your townhome is in a neighborhood where the HOA fees cover all the lawn care and exterior maintenance, then that will kind of free up a lot of your time for you on like the nights and weekends. You'll be free to travel really wherever you want to, whenever you want to, without having to think about if your grass needs mowed or if the weeds need pulled. Want to hang out with your friends all weekend or take a 2-week cruise? Gosh, that sounds amazing. To the Caribbean? Not a problem if you live in a townhome. All right, now on to the downsides of living in a townhome. And there are some pretty big ones. The first one, and probably largest downside about living in a townhome, are these shared walls. In fact, The number one reason I hear from clients that they don't want to live in a townhome is they do not want to share a wall with their neighbors. Now, in a lot of townhomes around here, you actually end up sharing 2 walls with neighbors on both sides of you, unless you own an end unit where you typically only then share the 1 wall. But sharing 2 walls with your neighbors doesn't always potentially mean more noise from them, but it also means that you have less windows in your home as well, which means less natural light, which you all know I love. But let me get back to the noise complaint from just a second ago, and I'm going to debunk that myth just a bit. The reality is that most townhomes being built now have lots of insulation in all of the shared walls, as new builders honestly know that that is a typical objection that most buyers have for the townhomes. The reality is, with newer townhomes, the chances of you hearing your neighbors through your walls are actually quite small. The next downside to living in a townhome is the very limited amount of outdoor space and parking. If you're someone who loves spending the weekends outdoors on your back patio with friends and family, then a townhome may not be for you. This is because the restricted yard size and possibly complete lack of any backyard space can limit your ability to host gatherings and enjoy the outdoors. If you like big yards and love to landscape and plant your own plants and trees, then steer maybe clear of townhomes. And on a related note, if you like to have friends or family over to your home on, say, the weekends or holidays, you'll need to make sure there is enough parking in your townhome community. Because of the vertical nature of townhomes with a relatively smaller footprint compared to single-family homes, there typically isn't any room for extra cars and parking. So if parking lots of cars at your home is a concern, then again, that might be a deal breaker for you. Another downside to living in a townhome is the sheer amount of stairs. Again, since most townhomes are vertical in nature and have 3 to 4 levels, you better get ready to go up and down stairs a lot. I heard a story or watched a YouTube video once from someone that lives in a townhome and their office was up on the 4th floor of their home. And by the time they got down to the main level and into their garage to get in their car and leave, they realized that they left their keys all the way up in their office on the 4th floor. So they had to do a quick stair workout in order to be able to leave. Another thing to think about is if your kitchen is on the 2nd or 3rd floor of your townhome, you've got to carry groceries up a couple of flights of stairs once you get home from the store. Again, just some things to think about. The 4th downside about townhomes is the HOA fees and the restrictions. I talked earlier about how nice it was to have a low maintenance lifestyle while living in a townhome, and while that remains true, there is a cost associated with that. Typically, the more amenities and services your townhome HOA provides, the more your monthly HOA dues will be each month. I read an article recently that actually said the national average for townhome HOA dues is sitting at $288 per month. So I said earlier how townhomes are typically more affordable than single-family homes as far as purchase prices goes. That is correct. But once you start adding on the monthly HOA fees for a townhome, it can sometimes cost more to live there than living in a single-family home. The last downside I want to talk about is resale for townhomes. As your trusted real estate agent, it is my job to always keep resale in mind when helping you find a property, as everyone's homes will eventually need to be sold. I honestly tell all of my clients that want to purchase a townhome to buy really a 3 or more bedroom townhome. This is because, like single family homes, anything that has 3 or more bedrooms is immediately more appealing to most buyers out there versus a 1 or 2 bedroom. And most of the time, townhomes take longer to sell than single family homes because they are usually a lot more buyers out there looking for a single family home versus a townhome. One of the things I also like to remind my clients is with a single family home or a townhome is if you keep your home updated and semi on the trendier side and maintained well, then when you go to sell your home, 9 out of 10 times your home will sell well. So like most things, if you don't treat your home well, don't respect it, and don't keep up with maintenance, then you'll have a hard time selling it no matter what type of home it is. So to summarize everything I've talked about today, I think townhomes can be a great option for people like you that are looking for a low maintenance lifestyle, don't mind lots of stairs, and want to live in more popular areas for perhaps a bit less money. But if you like to spend your weekends outside at home, like to have large gatherings, and don't want to hear your neighbors, then a townhome is probably not for you. What are your thoughts about living in a townhome? Did I get my list of pros and cons right, or am I completely out of touch with reality? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today. And again, I'm Cameron Geesaman, your favorite YouTubing indie realtor. If you're looking to move into, out of, or around the Indy metro area, I'd love to be your trusted real estate agent. I've helped hundreds of people just like you, and I know this area backwards, forwards, top to bottom. If you like this video, please click the like button and make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of our future videos about the Indy and surrounding areas. And if you want to learn more about living in the Indy metro area, then click this video here, as I think you'll like it. That's it for me today. Catch you in the next one. Bye.